Alright guys, things are moving along nicely on our 53 project. Today we're going to talk about some of the things I do to prep the panels to go in. Some of the things we're going to be using is I've just got a basic step drill bit. I'll be drilling a bunch of 5/16 size holes for our plug welds. This is a panel crimper, so you can actually crimp a flange in the edge of the panel if you're wanting to do an overlap weld. And on this other side is a hole punch, so we can actually go through, instead of having to drill all the hoses along the edges, we can just take this and pop the holes in. Get you a little closer view of this. So as you can see, this side here, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's got the little step flange in it right here, and that will actually crimp that down and make a nice little flange for you to overlap and do your plug welds on. And then this side here, the wider side, that's where our hole punch is at. So it saves a lot of time, a lot of drilling, a lot of wear on our drill bit. One of the other things that we're going to be using, this is weld through primer. So any place that we're going to put our welds on, so all of this will be coated in weld through primer. Under here, we'll all get a good heavy coat of weld through primer on to help protect that and keep it from rusting. And in between the areas that we're not going to be welding on, so down the middle of these, all up in the middle of here, same thing on the inside, everywhere we can get to that's not going to have to be welded. This is a product called Chassis Saver. Same thing, some of you guys probably know this POR 15. Brush it on, it's self-leveling, you spray it on. Stuff dries rock hard, stops rust. So if it's one that you're not taking all the way down to the frame sandblasting, but you want to clean it up, stop the rust, make it look nice, either get you some POR 15, or like I said, this is a product that's sold here locally called Chassis Saver. We'll be brushing some of that on later. As you can see, set this up a little bit for you. I've already took a tape and we've marked out where we're going to drill all of our holes at. So it's basically every 2 inches we're going to make a 5/16 hole there. And then if you look on this other side, you can see along here we got our lines. That's where we'll be punching our holes at. I'll show you more about that later on. And one of the other things we did, well, we had all this mocked up in the car, took a magic marker, I laid out where all my braces are, so I can come back, set these on there, finish tracing them out, and make sure I get all my holes in the right spot. So, but let's get started doing a little drilling. We got a lot of holes to make. One of the things I was going to show you too, of course, these are a step bit. So I went to the size 5/16 size and put a piece of tape around that, so I know once I get down to the tape that I'll be at the 5/16 size hole and know where to stop. It just takes a lot of the guesswork out of it, kind of makes things go a little faster for you. there's you can see how fast the hole punch works on these. It saves a lot of time, a lot of drilling, a lot of effort. So not sure. I got this one I think online. I think I've had it for a long time, so I don't remember exactly where I got it from, but you can search them out. Great tool to have. Another great thing about them, they leave these nice little perfectly round 5/16 size plugs. These things are great if you hang on to them. Anytime you're taking trim off a car, or got a little hole or something you need to weld up, you can drill it out to this size, take a little magnet, hold it up there, spot weld it in place. So always be sure to save your little plugs. You'll find many uses for them. But alright, I'm going to get to drilling. I'm not going to bore you all with all the drilling and everything. Once I get all that done, we get ready to start putting some of the chassis saver on and the primer and stuff. I'll check back in with you. Alright guys, we got all our holes drilled. We're just going through doing some cleanup right now. Put this up a little bit so you can see all of our holes. There it is from the back side. Kind of what we're doing right now, just where we drilled these out, it's left a lot of burrs and stuff. So we're just kind of going through and cleaning all that stuff up, getting it out of the way, so we don't have to deal with it later. So. there we go. Let this dry. We'll come back right to this area here. We'll put a little chassis saver. We'll coat the rest of the bottom of this. Kind of pre-coat it. Get it in all the places won't be able to get it to after a while. And then we'll also come back before we actually install it. And we'll catch all along this lip here and across the top, because this is where our transmission tunnel overlaps. So we'll have to get in there, punch some holes, get this treated. But we'll let this one set off to the side, let it dry, and we'll move on to the next panel. Alright gang, we're working on final assembly of our floorboards today. You see we've got our frame treated with the chassis saver product. It came out really nice, real good product. One thing you have to do, you don't have to sandblast or anything like that. Just wire brush it real good, get all your loose rust and dirt and debris off so that the stuff will stick good. Take a brush it on, self-leveling, comes out with a real nice shine. And again, we're not going for a show car here. We're just making a really nice everyday driver. So that being said, right now we're working on putting our floor braces in. And when we took these out, and I'll show you here in a minute, but we took all of our measurements before we took these apart, so we knew exactly where to put everything back in. So we've got all of our braces, and these floor braces, they do have chassis saver on them. I just had to go back, clean some up along the edges, resprayed it with some weld through primer so that everything was nice and protected. Then we come back with a tape measure, and we had measured from this corner of the brace to the floor brace to the corner of the seat brace. Same thing up here on the number 2 floor brace, from the edge right here over to the edge of the brace, and then also center to center on our seat bolt holes, so we knew exactly where to put everything back in. So we've got all that set up, we've got all of our holes drilled, got everything treated with weld through primer, and we're going to get started welding this up and doing final assembly on our floorboards. Alright gang, here you can see if I can get this around and get you a good view of it. But right here you can see where we took all of our measurements for our seat braces. Outside to outside measurement, inside to inside hole, number 3 center brace, number 2 center brace, and these are just the overall width of our center braces. So of course all this is going to be painted so we'll clean all that up later on, but it was just a good place to keep our measurements where we could keep track of it. Alright guys, that wraps up our floorboards. They're all spotted in place. We still gotta go back, ground down our spot welds. Gonna wait till we get some more structural things done on the car, get our inner rockers put in next on both sides, then we'll get our rear rockers put in. Got a little bit of rust repair to do in the back, then we can get the inside parts of the car attached back to the new floorboard. Got the repair panels for the doors, so we'll unbox those here in a few days, show those to you. Then got our be working on our front parts of our quarter panels, getting all that put together. But I want to show you the floorboards, what they look like. Again, these are our EMS floorboards, so fit really nice, really happy with them. So get you up here a little closer where you can see. But now the toe boards are not welded in yet. We'll do that once our braces and everything's out of the way, but the rest of the floors are installed. So fit really nice. Still got rust repair to do over there. We've got to get this rust down here fixed. And then we've got our rust hole patch panels back there to make once we get our inner rockers put in the rear. So, but it's coming along real nice, and we'll get you some more updates as we move along.